Hello there, YouTube. Rosewood Studios here. For anyone wondering about the mask before I get into the video, I've been fighting a very bad cold lately, and I don't want to get anyone else in my home sick, so as I'm recording this, I'm wearing a mask just to be on the safe side. So, into the actual video, I have some unfortunate news. I will be leaving the Yu-Gi-Oh! Trading card community. As much as I have loved this game since I was a kid, as I've been playing it since I was like 5 years old, I want to say, around 2005 I started, maybe 2006. No, it was 2005, because I remember playing Charmers. They were one of my first decks. I just really haven't been feeling warm or welcome into this environment lately. Like, the game has just been full of so much hatred and bigotry lately, and a lot of people have just been making the game a shell of what it used to be. Like, sure, there's moments where the game can be fun and enticing, and for those of you who still enjoy the game, that's fine. Enjoy the game all you like, but there's also just been a lot of bad in the community lately, and I just don't feel comfortable playing the game anymore. We have people like Yaksign, who's been transphobic to people. And then two things that have happened to me personally is I've been bullied by two members of the community. I've been bullied by Lofton, TCG, for not being able to always afford the best decks of the game because decks cost money. Like, I have other obligations to pay. I have bills, I have, like, medical stuff. I have other things I need to pay, so I can't always just dump $1,000 or so into a single deck every single month because that just gets too costly over time. But that's not even the worst part. The worst thing is actually something that happened a few years ago, and as much as I try to forget that it happened, I just physically can't forget it happened. It's a real painful event that happened, and I can't just ever forget it, unfortunately. But a few years ago, I was actually bullied by TSX1 as well as some of his admins due to a mental disability I have, to the point where TSX1 and his entourage actually almost brought me to the point of suicide. I was in the hospital because I cut myself because of how TSX1 and his followers treated me. And that should have been my sign back then to stop playing the game because people can be hurtful, and I had that mentality that it's just the way people are at times, so I tried to let it slide so I can enjoy the game. It worked for a while until recently, actually just today, when a former friend of mine, I say former because I am no longer associated with him, basically started to bully and harass me for giving up the game after what Lofton said to me about being too poor to afford the game, even though I'm not poor per se. I just have other obligations I'd rather invest my money into, rather than a game where you don't even get cash prizing if you win an event. Like, I can afford decks like Draco Tail and whatnot, but that doesn't mean I can afford them. Like, there's a difference between being able to afford something that you need and being able to afford something that you want. And while Draco Tail is something I would have liked, it's not specifically a necessity to play the game, especially if I want to focus on other things. Like, I'm learning animation, I am learning how to design my own game. I have a lot of other projects I am working on that I would rather spend my money on than into a higher tier deck for competitive events. And I know that went off the rails a bit, but it was still related to what I am talking about. But it's just hurtful when you try to play a game that you've enjoyed since you were very young and nowadays realize that it's just full of horrible people. We got, as I said, we have the transphobic Yaksign, we have the hateful TSX1 who has been very bigoted towards me due to, as I said, a mental illness I have that I just can't control. That's something that it's a genetic thing. And also Lofton, who has harassed and bullied me for being smart with my money, and rather than invest thousands of dollars into a single Yu-Gi-Oh deck, I've been investing my money into classes to better myself in other aspects of life. I've been learning music, I've been learning animation, as I said. Like, there's no reason for the Yu-Gi-Oh community to be so hateful towards not just myself, but various other people in the community. I wanted to defend the game as much as I could. I wanted to try helping people get into the game, but I don't think I could do that anymore. It would not sit right with me, considering that I no longer wish to play the game due to how some members of the community are. I will say not every person in the community is this way. There are some very nice people in the community. We have Seema, we have Jesse Cotton, we have Callie, we have Nim Nim. I forget what his actual name is. It might be Gage. Someone correct me in the comments below if you watch Seema's channel. I think it's Nim Nim. It might be Gage. My apologies if I got your name wrong. But we also have, like, Team APS. They're very nice and very chill. Same with MBT. Like, there's more good than there is bad. I will say that. But just because there's more good, it doesn't mean it outweighs the bad things people do. Like, bullying, for one, should never be allowed in any community, and I'm surprised TSX has been able to get away with it for so long. Because I probably mentioned it, I don't remember if I did, but he and his entourage bullied me to the point where I almost went to the hospital for suicide because it was just so hurtful, the things they said. If something changes and the game fixes itself, like the people stop being so toxic and like all that, maybe I'll come back. But for the time being, I think it's only fair that I stop playing the game because I just have a lot of mental distress now due to the game, and I just can't play the game if I'm not able to enjoy it. It just hurts too much to play the game because of how people have treated me, how people have treated other people I know in the community. Like, the last time I went to my locals, I remember someone actually had to get booted because they pulled the race card and used racial slurs there. And that was another sign that I need to get away from the game for a while, if not forever. I know I've basically just been repeating the same message over and over this video. I apologize. It's basically the strong message that you can enjoy something, but once it's ruined for you, you have to get away from it. And I really don't want to have to leave the game, but for now, it is the best thing to do. And as I said, I might come back in the future. It really depends on how I'm feeling in the future, but for the time being, it's just not feasible to play this game. It's just too mentally disturbing, mentally uncomfortable, distressing. I just can't enjoy the game anymore. And for that, anyone who follows me for my Yu-Gi-Oh content, I apologize. That will be on an indefinite hiatus until things are good again. If they even ever get good again. I can't promise that I'll ever return to the game because it really depends on how people change in the future. It might be a while before my next video because, as I said, I am trying to learn some more skills for my channel. I'm trying to learn animation so I could try to do videos for you guys that are not just Pokemon or, I guess technically Yu-Gi-Oh, since I used to do Yu-Gi-Oh. I would try doing Magic the Gathering content for you guys, but oh my god, that game actually is unaffordable at this point. Like, a single copy of the Black Lotus is like $9,000, and so yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to say this video, that there's going to be some changes going forward, that I'm no longer going to be playing Yu-Gi-Oh for the time being, possibly never playing the game again depending on how the community changes in the future. I would like to come back one day, but as I said, it really just depends on how people become. And at least I am trying to learn some other skills to give you guys other type of content, like short animations and all that. I guess that's all for this video, so I hope to see you all on the next one.